Okay, now we're ready to plant some plants and learn how easy they are to take care of. For this step, you'll need a garden design, some California native plants, a shovel, and a hose. Okay, now let's draw a site plan. Now with all of our information, we can decide how to transform and fill in this space to make a magical native ecosystem that will give a home to microbes, butterflies, and birds. There are some design templates to help you get started at this website. Use the template to rough in the basic types of plants you want in each area. The basics of our design go like this. We're going to start with some low-growing evergreen plants around the border, like coyote brush and California lilac. These are foundation plants. They're generally lower in the front, and then you build higher towards the house. It's often good to include 1 or 2 focal point species, like a taller shrub or a smaller tree that draws the eye. And in between, we're going to put in pops of color, like sages and poppies. Then we'll put a pathway here, our rain garden goes here, and we'll end up with something like this. Sweet! With your basic idea laid out, you'll need to visit your local nursery to figure out what plants are available. Calscape.org is a great resource to help find plants that will grow in your area. Just enter your address, and a list pops out, and you can check what plants are available at your local nurseries. We'll also have to get some special plants for our rain garden. When it rains, this basin's going to fill up, creating a temporary pond until the water soaks into the ground. Now these plants are especially cool because they survive being totally submerged in rainwater, and then in the summer they survive our hot, dry climate without really any water at all. So we are using sedges and rushes. Here's a list of plants you can use in your rain garden. Before we plant, we want to make sure we have a design that leaves enough space around the plants for them to fully grow. So if you have a plant that's going to grow to a size of 5 feet, you leave a radius around them of 5 feet. Pretty simple. With your design ready to go, place your plants accordingly. Now, if the ground is compacted, water the entire landscape deeply a week before digging to loosen up the soil. Then dig a hole. Don't dig any deeper than the root ball of the plant. Dig twice as wide as the plant to loosen the surrounding soil. If you accidentally dig too deep, be sure to put the soil back in and tamp it down firmly to give your plant a solid base. Now fill the hole with water and allow it to drain completely. You can start digging the next hole or take a break. Place the plant in the hole so that the level of the soil is exactly equal to the surrounding soil and existing grade. Now fill the hole with the soil you dug out. Not with fancy potting soil. Fertilizer will kill native plants. Tamp the soil down with your hands so the plant doesn't move around and stands upright, fully supported by the soil. And watch out for air pockets around the roots. These could kill the plant. Make sure you don't create a bowl around the plant. Really, your plant doesn't need it. And it might make a moat that would drown your drought-tolerant plant. You're going to water the soil all around the plants and deeply. And take a sip for yourself. You're going to need to do all this about 100 more times. So it's a really good time to have your friends. Now that we have this beautiful, sustainable garden, how do you maintain it? During the establishment period, which is 1 to 2 years, you may need to water every week, every 2 weeks, or just once a month. Your soil type matters here. Clayey soil requires less frequent but deep watering. Sandy soils require less water, yet more often. But how do you know when to water? Use digital technology. Extend 1 digit and check the top few inches of soil under the mulch. If it's moist, wait a few days and then check again. Are your plants looking droopy and sad? Is the soil very dry? If so, then give the plants a good drink and watch. Let the soil dry out completely before watering again. In general, it's best to water deeply and less often. This encourages the plants to grow deep roots, which makes them strong. And by the way, it's always best to water first thing in the morning. After the first year or 2, once your plants are settled, your drought-tolerant garden will not need water more than once or twice a month, if at all. Once the first big winter rain comes, stop watering and let nature do its thing. If you already have an irrigation system installed, make sure to use it efficiently. Drip systems are the most efficient, and with a little research you can convert your existing spray systems to drip. If you do convert to a drip system, you will use the system differently. Instead of something like 15 minutes 3 times a week, it'll be more like 1 hour once a week. More info on watering and irrigation systems can be found here. Well, now you can sit back and wait for the entire animal kingdom to join you in your new drought-tolerant paradise. Make sure you check out the links in the description below for more information. Bye! I did this all by myself. Just kidding.